No. Steve's not going to be here. Okay. I'd entertain a motion to accept the March 8th, 2022 Emergency School Board meeting minutes. Motion by, by Lena, second by Elaine. Any errors, omissions? Seeing none, roll call.
Elaine? Yes. Lena?
Yes.
Pat?
Yes.
Phoebe?
Yes.
Robin?
Yes.
Brandy?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes. Yes.
Ava?
Yes.
So moved. Entertain a motion to accept the March 10th, 2022 regular school board meeting minutes.
So moved.
Moved by Phoebe, second. Lena, any errors, omissions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Brandy?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Phoebe?
Yes.
Ava?
Yes.
Robin?
Yes.
Lena?
Yes.
Elaine?
Yes.
Pat?
Abstain.
Joel?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes. Ava? Did you say Ava? Oh, you did say Ava. Okay, sorry. And, oh, I'm excited about this one. We have the Spruce Mountain High School robotics team request to attend an out-of-state competition, so I'm not sure who's presenting, but it's called the Blue Crew.
That's right there, okay. How's that? Okay, for those of you who do not know me, which looks like most of you, my name is Richard Wild. I am the coach of the Foster Tech Blue Crew robotics team. Now, we started our robotics team about 7 years ago. I had a student come up to me and ask me to be the coach of their team. And I turned him down. I told him it was too expensive, and we were going through budget fights at the time. But I told him, I says, if you can come back with a plan where we can fund it for 3 years, I'd be interested. And Mitch Gilliam came back with a plan. And we worked with Dan Lemio quite a bit. And as a matter of fact, one of the highlights of our year was always coming over here on bag night and competing and driving around with Spruce Mountain's robot just before we put them in the bag for the competition season. So we've always had a close relationship with the Smart Robotics team. And so when Dan left and the team no longer existed, we didn't want the students to suffer. And we wanted to extend an invitation for us to help them because we're the Foster Tech robotics team, which means that we can accept students from Spruce Mountain and from Mount Abram and from Rangeley. And that was one of the things when we structured it, was we really wanted to make sure it was a Foster Tech and not a Mount Blue team. And I must say that this year has been phenomenal. When the Spruce Mountain kids came over, it was a little bit late in the season, and we'd been working on the designs and everything else. And immediately they came in and they said, let's do the Chairman's Award. And so I had a young lady who, and you guys probably all know, Lily, who has an incredible amount of energy. And so she turned around and she put together our Chairman's Award. And these kids presented that Chairman's Award presentation at our last competition. And as you can see from all the medals that the kids are wearing, it was a very successful competition. This was also the first time that we have ever placed as a captain and got to choose our teams for playoffs. And we also had 2 of our team members who were safety all-stars for both days of the event. The upcoming event that we are going to is going to be down in Durham, New Hampshire. It's called the Pease event because it was scheduled to be at Pease Air Force Base. However, they were no longer able to do it there, so they switched it. It will now be at the Goss International Building in Durham, New Hampshire. So we will be spending the night on, let's see, we'll be leaving here Thursday night. We'll be spending Thursday, Friday, and coming back Saturday night. So, but I would, before I let you guys go, the team would like to give you a demonstration of our robot, and I'm going to call our team captain up here, who, by the way, is a junior and one of the best team captains we have ever had, Emily Hammond.
Thank you, Mr. Wild. Like he said, I'm the team captain this year. I'm a junior. I am only the second girl who has ever been the captain of this team and the youngest captain that we've ever had. Seeing, at this last event, seeing the team succeed was absolutely amazing for me. I couldn't have hoped for a better group to be able to lead. I couldn't have hoped for better mentors to actually teach all of us. So just thank you to Joel and Mr. Wild. And also, just I want to congratulate Joel also for winning the Woody Flowers Finalist Award. Is just wonderful. And lastly, I want to thank all of you for supporting our team. Even before we even started welcoming the Spruce members here, you let us use your campus to test our robot. You have always been so welcoming to us, and it's just really great to finally have everybody here, all of our students, and I really hope that we will continue to have all of them show up, be active, and I would really love to continue to come here and recruit here and just continue to talk to all of you. So I will introduce our build team captain and lead driver, Jack Kramer, for a little demonstration.
You're going to be demoing the robot. Oh, okay. You might need a joystick. Okay.
I didn't know I was supposed to be driving. It's hard to drive the robot when you're like your head. Yeah. All right. I'm Jack Kramer. I'm the build team captain and the driver of the robot. And so I guess I'll be doing a demo, which I don't know what he wants me to do.
Back it up a little bit. All right, turn it around. All right, right there, okay. Red and fire. All right. That seemed like a little lackluster. We can actually hit the ceiling if the target is illuminated. We actually have a camera right here that picks up the target. It's 8.5 feet off the ground. This camera will pick up the light strips that are on the top of the target. It will try to put 4 of those light strips into frame, and when it does, it can determine the distance and make the adjustment for speed. There you go. So, but with no target, it just ejects the ball. So that's what you're seeing, is it's just ejecting the ball so that it doesn't. It also does what else, Jack? What else does it do?
Well, it can climb.
It can climb?
Yeah,
How fast can it climb, Jack?
pretty fast.
How fast?
like one of the fastest teams at the competition. Fast.
All right. Can we see a climb?
Depends on whether or not there's a Mr. Wild in the climber.
All right, this actually will pull this entire robot up and hold it there. All right, and when they cut the power at the end of the match, this is still standing up there. So it climbs very, very well. It's one of the fastest climbers there. We do want to change it, because right now it just goes up and grabs hold of a 5-foot bar and pulls itself up. However, what else is there to do, Jack?
There's 2 more bars above that. Like, was it 2 feet away and I don't know, like
Foot and a half high.
1.5 feet up. So like, kind of like monkey bars on a playground.
Well, it's like an inverted monkey bar, but, and we're actually going to be making that attempt for next week. We're going to make modifications on it so that we can actually go to the top bar with this little robot. So, is there any questions that we can answer for the board? Yes? I knew you was going to ask me, Joe.
Yeah, well, first, it's a simple question. Everyone's from Spruce, please raise your hand. Yeah, and don't forget Ava over here. She's keeping an eye on you over here. So I just want everyone to understand, I mean, we got a really good representation on this team right now, and they've integrated themselves in so well, and programming chairmans, I mean, Ava, Lily, I mean, let's see, we got Quinn.
We have a 5-member
Owen.
drive team. 2 of those are Spruce members.
Right. I said Quinn. Oh, okay. So, no, well, I was looking over there, then I saw you there, so. But as one of the mentors of the team, I just want to say, I mean, watching this bunch get together and have the fun they're having. I mean, how many times do you see this many kids that are working on something technical smile this much? I mean, that's a big important thing. Yeah, we got some rough times. I mean, this thing has its issues. It held up really well to competition. We got a few things we're working through right now. We got Mr. Bailey back here too. He's our photo guy too, but a lot of you probably know him as he's around a lot as well. So, but I want to say great job to all of you. But I did want to make sure we recognized all the Spruce people on the team. So, Pat.
Any other questions?
First, I wanted to say congratulations on your success thus far. Obviously, you're doing something super cool and interesting and very innovative for the future. This is definitely going to be beneficial for you all, you know, in your careers in the future. My question I have is, in the competition that you're currently doing, do they allow autonomous programming, LiDARs, and those types of things? What are the kind of limitations? And is there something beyond this that you all have an idea for, say, perhaps even next year? Or, you know, if you're not able to put it all together now, for example.
Win that program.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So at the beginning of the match, there's 15 seconds where the robot drives by itself before the drivers are allowed to even touch it. So what we have it doing right now is it backs up, it targets the hoop that we shoot at, and then it shoots the ball. And then we're looking to have it go pick up another one, and then shoot that one as well. And a lot of what we've been doing recently is with that light that he talked about earlier. It's the first year that we've been using that, and it locks onto the target and then calculates the trajectory of that. So that's been interesting to work with, yeah. And learning to work with that in the future.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
One thing I would like to add on that is every year the competition's different, so we don't know what our robots are going to look like for next year. We can practice by designing new drivetrains and different components, but we will not know what we're actually building until the first weekend in January. And that's what makes this so exciting and so valuable to the students, is because they get to see a product that goes from idea to disposal. The entire life cycle of that product, where and this robot right here, this robot represents over 1,500 now, hours, student hours, because we have been keeping a COVID log like everybody else. And so one day I decided, why don't we just take a look and see how many hours these kids have put in? And since the 1st of January, this team has logged over 1,500 student hours into that robot. So, I mean, there's really no other program like this. And that's why, and I would really, really like to see you guys have your own team again, all right? But until you guys do have your own team, I want you to know that Spruce Mountain is always going to be welcome on the Blue Crew, okay? Thank you.
Elaine?
I just want to say thank you to all of you for all your hard work, and especially the volunteers, the adults that have made a difference for these kids. I look at the importance of STEM education, which we're constantly talking about, and I see the females that are involved here, and it just makes my heart feel really good. I see familiar faces of families that I've actually taught with, and neighbors, and I've got to say, Lily, we didn't get a moment to give you your due. I want to thank you for your part in making this team so successful, and all of the people that really made a difference for you this year. Thank you so much. We're proud of you.
Okay, Robin?
There we go. All right, first off, what's the theme this year? What's the theme? Come on.
The game this year is called Rapid React, and the theme for it is transportation, specifically airports and airplanes.
Excellent, okay. Well, I just want you to know, my daughter was 5 years with Rob Taylor and then Dan Lemieux on the SMART team. I know how hard that Chairman's Award was to get, and congratulations on that. She did end up going into an extremely male-dominated STEM field, and she's graduated. So there is hope out there, ladies. Just keep going. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome.
Andrew?
What little I know about the robotics team, I know Andrea Jones, who graduated probably like 3 or 4 years ago, was an alumni of the team. She always spoke highly of doing it, and I learned about her through our work on the ski patrol at Ticka Mountain. And I do have one technical question for you. Are you going to have root beer floats for a fundraiser again?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I've already been accepting commitments to we've committed to the the Farmington Fest, we've committed to the Wilton one, and also to the 4th of July in Rangeley. And I'd really like to see us back at the Apple Pumpkin Festival as well, so.
Put me down for 2.
Okay.
John?
I just want to say that obviously you guys should be congratulated for all your hard work and an excellent job. And I know that I speak for others when I just would like to know if all the things you've learned and the lessons and the skills you've learned would help if we end up in a technological dystopia to fight them, to fight robots.
Do you want to take that one?
Jack, you can take it.
I can take that one. I would say, yeah, that would definitely help. I know how to break a robot. I've broken multiple things on the robot, but it's all right. We fix it, and we learn from that.
Joel?
I feel kind of odd that he keeps standing in the background over there, but Rob, I'm going to make you come up and just say something, if you can. Because I want to recognize you too, because you coming on as well, I mean, as all the parents and all the other mentors that are associated with Spruce and all the kids, I mean, you've been such a great addition to this team, and all your background on everything you do, and then the energy you put in, and for my daughter's sake, the fact you're wearing a Blue Crew sweatshirt down here right now. So thank you.
When his daughter Cecilia was doing Lego League with me in middle school, and she would wear Blue Crew stuff, I would harass her incessantly because she was wearing Blue Crew stuff. And then, I haven't seen her yet, but I'm pretty sure next time I see her, I'm going to hear about wearing Blue Crew stuff now, which is fine. Yeah, this has been a great experience. For me personally, COVID was tough, and it was really, really hard getting away from some of the things that I personally was doing. And it feels great to be back doing this. It feels great to be back doing Envirothon. I'm starting to feel like a new person again. And I just want to thank all the kids for that, because it really is something I really enjoy, and I really didn't realize how much I missed it. And it's just been a great opportunity. And the kids have been absolutely fantastic. And it's been quite a ride, for sure. Lily and Ava spent a huge amount of time on that Chairman's Award, and actually getting the two teams together was one of the big reasons that we won. COVID leveled the field in teams. Teams couldn't go out and say, we mentored Lego League teams and we started new FIRST robotics teams, because COVID ended all that. So when we were able to get up there, the four Spruce kids, not even knowing that they were going to be doing this winter, because it wasn't in place when they did it. Last fall, when our Lego League teams were meeting, they were down mentoring the Lego League kids. So when they got up to do the Chairman's Award, they said, yeah, we mentored 4 Lego League teams this year. And also they talked about how we brought these two programs together and gave kids experiences that they wouldn't have had. That's what really got the Chairman's Award and got us to go to New England's. And it's just been a whole lot of fun to be part of all that. So, and thank you all for your continued support. And I think Quinn is going to come up and make the actual request.
Okay. All right, we would like to request the permission to go to New England's and the competition that was supposed to be at the Pease Air Force Base over the next 2 months? Yeah.
So I would entertain a motion to allow the Spruce Mountain members of the Foster Tech Robotics team to attend all out-of-state competitions for the current school year. Moved by Joel, second by Pat. Any further discussion, questions, comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Robin?
Yes.
Doug? Randy?
Yes.
Pat?
Yes.
Joel?
I'll give that a big yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Phoebe?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Elaine?
Yes.
Lena?
Yes.
Ava?
Am I allowed to vote? Yes.
Bob?
Yes. So moved. Congratulations.
Thank you guys very much.
And we look forward to hearing how you do later on. So plan on coming back, okay?
Whiplash. It was doing donuts when we first started, like, programming it. Yeah. Like, really fast. It was kind of scary.
Donuts is Quinn's way of saying it wouldn't drive straight.
Yeah.
Okay, on to public comments. John Benedetto.
John Benedetto from Livermore Falls. I forgot what else I was supposed to say. Anyways, just sort of a follow-up to a comment that I made back in January 13th meeting. And most of you may already know this. I don't know if Mr. Albert, anybody passes along the information, but back in January, I stated that about 60% of the world's population were immune to COVID. Many of you gave me some oddball looks and sort of discredited what I had said. But as of March 20th, which is some of the most recent numbers that we have, student total is a 34% infection rate. And I thought it was quite interesting. So in the primary, there are 30% infection, elementary at 40, middle school's 30, and the high school's 38. And currently, the staff is at about 36% infection rate. We've seen with the numbers that Mr. Albert's been providing that they're pretty much falling off to just onesies and twosies. So I think it really goes to show that, some of us that have done the research, we can see that, this is probably starting to subside now. It is unfortunate that some of the members don't always listen to some of the things that are said by others that may be subject matter experts, the things. And as I mentioned, I'm always open to questions, and if people want to ask questions about the things that we're involved in and some of the things that's actually going on in the science field with this, I'd be more than happy to. That's all I have today. Thanks.
Thank you. Any board comments? Lynn?
This week, I participated in the Maine School Board Association regional meeting. There weren't a lot of people there this time, but I find the meetings are very helpful because you share thoughts with other board members from other districts. You see what you have in common, you get ideas for other things that you might be able to do. There were 2 video trainings for board members that were made available that evening. And Steve Bailey, the director of Maine School Board Association, said that that was going to be sent out to all board members. I have received it as a participant from that meeting. If it doesn't get to other board members, I'd be glad to forward that along to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Anyone else? Pat?
I thought that was a great presentation there from the robotics team. Futures and innovations in technology, especially right now, women in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, very, very, very important and very sought after, in the future career field. And in the newspaper, other than Miss Bailey's recognition here with the robotics, she was also named the affiliate winner for the National Center for Women's and Information Technology Aspirations in Computer Education Award was given by her teacher, Kimberly Bryant. So these things are actually happening here in our own district, where we have young students, we have educators and women that are stepping into the world of STEM, and I have full support for all of these things that they do. And so I just wanted to, give a big congratulations to Kim Bryant, high school teacher. She won the Advanced Placement Computer Science Female Diversity Award for Educators, the only one recognized in the entire state of Maine. And so, I think that's a really good thing to know about, and especially for our students, that these programs are out there and there are educators that are willing to help them. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Lynn?
Could I suggest that letters be sent to Mrs. Bryant and to Lily?
Absolutely, please. Anyone else? Okay, superintendent's report.
Good evening. Attended the Foster Tech meeting the last 2 weeks. The superintendents whose students attend Foster Tech try to meet at least once a month. Also attended the PEPG meeting for staff evaluation. I met with Doug Saunders from the 21st Century Grant to discuss summer programming. I met with Greg Ime and Crystal Flagg, as I had mentioned in an email, on the different things we had to do for the budget warrants. And I also luckily got to meet with Chairman Staples twice during that time. So,
Questions or comments for Scott? Okay, administrator reports. Tina?
Got it. Really high. There we go. I'm going to have to put these on so I can see what I actually wrote on my paper. There we go. Since my last update, I've been working on scheduling the remaining 504 meetings for April and May. I say April and May, it's really the rest of the year because we don't have very many of those in June. We're trying to wrap all those up. So essentially the rest of the school year meetings should be pretty much on the books at this point. We currently have 20 active cases at the K-5 level and 49 at the 9 to 12 level for active cases. We talked to ad team today. I just gave the ad team a little update. I had mentioned last time it's been a really busy year for referrals, students in and out kind of thing. We've actually have 16 referrals out that we've processed this year, and I learned today after our meeting of 2 more that are coming in. So it's a busy year, and I think we were chatting about it a little bit as administrators. I think part of that is a reflection of some of the stressors that have been going on due to COVID. Students, families, stressors, mental health issues, those kinds of things. So we're definitely seeing it, and I'm sure that Director Parker will, when she gives her update, will talk about the referrals that she's seeing an uptick in that too. It's been busy, but we're glad to be able to put supports in place to support our students when they need that. Observation evaluation update. Mr. Albert had finished his round 1 of observations for the probationary special education staff. So I've completed 5 classroom observations for those probationary staff to date. I have 2 more scheduled for next week, and the remaining 2 will occur right after break, before break, in those couple weeks leading up to April vacation. So that should take care of the probationary evaluation piece. I think that's it for me, unless you have anything else.
Any questions? Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'll just leave this on.
Chris?
All right, good evening. So I'm sure as you've all heard about the new website, I just want to show you a couple of the things on it. Help you see what we're doing. Take a second to get set up here. All right. So either Scott or, well, I guess Scott. When you see my name come up, hang on a second, I'm gonna. All right, just touch my name. Yeah, and then actually press on my name. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, perfect. All right. Get this thing out of the way. Come on. There we go. Okay. So as you can see, this is the new website. This one is actually, with the company we went with, it's a lot more, a couple big things. It's a lot more secure. There's a lot more security around it to stop any kind of attacks to our website. And it's a ton faster than our old website. It actually loads a lot quicker. And as you can see on the home, this is the home page. for the district, and it does, and it has a lot more connections to our social media, things like that. Here's a funny story. So, of course, my computer is actually using for the live streaming right now, so I grabbed a student's computer. Well, of course, student computers in school are blocked from Facebook. so you can see why there it says go to the Facebook page instead of actually showing it. But YouTube is not, so you can see down here the YouTube channel, and it has the latest thing, and then it has news and the weather. Just to try to put all of our information in one place. One of the big things that we're trying to do with this website, it is still in, we brought it out right after February break, but we're actually still kind of building some parts of it and converting it over. The last website we had, pretty much the whole website was basically anything that was up there was a PDF. And so there was no interaction with any of those. You could basically download them and read them or things like that. We're trying to make this website more of an interactive live website. And one of the ways we're doing that, I can show you. If you go to the teaching and learning portion, a couple things here. We can actually have pages, live pages on the page that can be read. So anything we change there will be changed. We can put in slideshows, talking about the district PBIS, and people can actually scroll through these slideshows and read about PBIS in the district. And then if I go back up here, whoops, get over here a little bit. If I go over here to our curriculum, you can see now it has all the different departments. And so, for example, the one that's live right now, the language arts, if I click on that, it'll bring up and this is all linked into our Google Docs now. So if we're working, which the district does, we work on documents through Google. So when we're working on these and we update them, they automatically become updated on the website as well. But they're also a lot more interactive now. So you can see on here, this talks about the standards. I think I lost my connection. Oh, no, there it goes. So if I'm going down the standards and I want to see the kindergarten proficiencies, so that's just a link now. So you can click on that, and that will open up. And it'll show you the areas that they're working on, the things that they'll be able to do, what they should know. And then if you're interested even more, at the top, has the link detailed by trimester for the kindergarten. And you go in there and it'll talk about the areas they're going to, I click on it. You go in there and it'll talk about the areas they're going to touch on trimester by trimester in the reading in that standard. So you can really dive down in on the website now, where before you really couldn't do this because all we were putting up was PDFs. So there's no way to actually follow through and see what was in there. So before you get too excited, that it is taking us a little bit. We're working on it, getting it in there, but as of right now, language arts is the only one that's technically totally live. So like if I click on the math right now, we're in the process of converting that over. We have to convert. This is basically what it used to look like on the old website. It's a PDF. You can't click on any of these links, but we're in the process right now of doing that same thing with the math. We're going to convert all that over so it's live so people can click on it and get into that information and have that available. If I go back to the home page too, one of the other great things with this is it's actually where I talked about it being integrated with our Google School. Teachers, anybody that has an RSU73 login can actually log in on this site, and they can actually create their own pages and have pages up, and then they're linked to under their name. So you go to that teacher, and they can link their Google Classroom to that and things like that. So parents can go to the teacher, go to their name, and that's another way to get into their Google Classroom and things like that. So it's going to be a lot more interactive and things like that, and as we keep working on it. That's about it. Any questions?
Doug?
Thanks for the demo on that. I know it's been frustrating for a lot of us to kind of find things on the pages. How's the search functionality going to work? You know, say I want to see board minutes from like 2 years ago. Can you demonstrate any of that functionality yet?
Well, I think with the search, you do have to be somewhat specific. Let's try board minutes, see what it gives us. Okay, so yeah, so it brings it over to here, and it's giving you board minute archives. So if you know the year, you can go to the year, click on that, and then what did you tell me again? What year you said?
No, I just
Oh,
I want.
okay.
I want
Yeah.
to throw you a test, and you're
Yeah.
passing it. That's good.
And I will say, the more, obviously, the more specific you can be,
Yeah.
and we do try to name things as close to what they actually are. So if you are doing a search, then, and we have been working on updating some of that too, because some of we noticed with the old website, some of the documents that would be uploaded,
Right.
you know, it would be uploaded as a document for the board minutes, but the board minutes wasn't really even in the title. It was just like upload, you know, whatever. And so when you went to search for that, it was really hard to find. So we're trying to make sure we get things named like they should be. So when you do a search, it'll actually pull you to that.
Does it have a full index searching on it? So like if you search for a name, would it go inside the documents and look for them? You don't have to.
We haven't tested that yet, to be honest. So I don't know. You want me to search your name?
No, not at all. Not at all. Thanks. Appreciate
Yeah.
the work on it.
Anyone else? Thank you, Chris.
Thanks.
Norma?
Hello. I don't have a whole lot to report. Bus discipline slips have gone down these last 2 weeks. Sean Keene will be going over to the primary school to help parents if they have any questions about transportation while they're registering their kindergarten and pre-K students. So some parents have no familiarity with bus transportation. And then we went over to the primary school, and Annette Welch and myself, and we did some school bus safety training with the little ones, kindergarten, pre-K, because we know the last couple of years the second graders haven't even really had any. So what I did was I printed off some school bus pictures about different bus safeties, asked the teacher to have them color them, send them back, decorate the bus garage with them, send them a picture back to the classroom so the kids can see. And then I would really like to put bus 17 out for bid. We've invested a lot of money into the bus, and it still doesn't run correctly. Sometimes it doesn't even start. The spare buses we've been running so the brakes don't seize up and stuff. So, but I just feel like it's just going to be, it's not worth to keep just putting money in it. If it's not running, nothing's fixing it. I did some research on the year of the engine and all that, and actually Cat Engines, Caterpillar, actually stopped designing these buses. So I know that they had a few lawsuits actually. And then we have found a company, Yankee Transportation, out of Benton, Maine. It's a husband and wife team. Their rates are amazing to come do preventive maintenance on our cameras on the buses. We actually have a bunch of old camera systems that were in the old buses, because whenever we put a bus out for bid, we take everything out of it. I'm actually have a meeting with them within the next couple of weeks to see if we can do something with those cameras. And that's all I have to report.
Any questions for Norma? Thank you.
I brought with me, I didn't make copies, but I brought a copy of the information on the husband and wife. If somebody, oh, maybe I didn't. Oh, yeah. If somebody wants to just read it real quick, I'll leave it.
Okay, thank you. We'll get that out. And we will probably, the next meeting, do a vote on the bid.
They will vote at the next meeting whether to put it out to bid.
Next up, Robin.
Hi, good evening. Our catalog went out to over 11,000 homes in Greater Franklin County earlier this month, and we are very happy with the final product. And we're extremely proud of our former student, Ursula Stewart, who designed the catalog for us. She is now a web design manager for Exponet Technologies. 3 years ago, she was with us in the classroom as a college transition student, and she's now enrolled at CMCC. She's gainfully employed, and she's now helping us out. So I just love to tell that full circle story. It's really pretty cool. We've had a lot of phone calls lately. In fact, we've had to call Linda Cretion back and ask for additional dates because we have an extensive wait list for eclair making. Well, thank you for signing up, Elaine. Thank you for inviting all your friends. Yeah, so we've had a lot of baking classes come through, and they are filling up quickly, so check out our website if you want to sign up for a baking class. They're going very fast. Cna Workforce Training, they're in week 6 of 10. They're meeting tonight. Last week, we took a trip up to Beale University's Wilton campus, and we connected with the UNE doctoral students who were here in Franklin County as part of their Rural Health Immersion program. So every year I meet with the UNE students and kind of talk a little bit about the programming that we've done in recruiting and retaining healthcare workers in this county. But they always meet with me. This time we were able to have the CNA students and the UNE students meet together. And they kind of just showed them the basics, like how do you lift someone who is in a wheelchair and put them into a hospital bed. So the UNE students showed them, and then they were able to practice those skills in the state-of-the-art labs that Beale has now. So that was really fun to see. I got to stay and take pictures. And then after, I had the pleasure of having dinner with all the UNE students, and they got to reflect on their week of what they saw in Franklin County, and really kind of gave me some good perspectives on, you know, what they see through their eyes. Like, are they going to move to Franklin County once they're done and they're doctors? What do we have to offer for them? And they just said that we have really strong partnerships in our community and that they were intrigued being here. So I hope that we do have some of them come our way. In January, I reported out about the Build Back Better grant I've been working on with Maine, the community college system, and the Maine Development Foundation. We submitted our proposal on the 15th. This proposal advocated for on-site childcare and expansion of CDL A and B courses, as well as having a navigator position who would be on site with us, and kind of looking at those high-wage, high-demand jobs locally and moving them in the direction for training and working in those jobs. So we'll know in September if we are a recipient of that grant funding. And lastly, on April 8th, Shiloh and I will graduate from our Institute of Civic Leadership. So I just wanted to say thank you for allowing me to have that opportunity to do that every month. I've had a lot of great takeaways that I bring back to the office, and it's definitely impacted our team for the better. So thank you.
Any questions, comments, Robin? Andrew?
I want to say I was very pleased when I got my mail and I saw the new catalog for the adult ed. It was very professionally done. It's like, this is our district, and it's like, and I saw the names associated with it, and I'm really very pleased at how good that looked, and I appreciate the work you've put into it, and that it's come full circle, that a student's now helping you out. So thank you very much. I think it says a lot for the district and your work.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you, Robin. Ken?
Good evening. Overall, things are going pretty well with the facilities and maintenance. I do want to just make a little shout out to our maintenance department. I know we always talk about a lot of other departments and custodial and things, but we have a couple guys here in our maintenance department that I would like to recognize, and just it's just been a tremendous 2 years. And when you find good people, and I always try to make my my speech here to go to the end when I have a couple of quotes or something from something, so this kind of does fit into it, and I was going to make all these for everybody, and I decided to make too much paper, so I'd probably get in trouble for all that, so. But anyway, this is for just from February 17th to March 22nd, and these are just outlines. If anybody wants, I do have a couple extras, but this just shows that extra things that our two maintenance guys do on a routine basis. This last 2 years, like I said, has been very hectic because every day pretty much they've been driving a bus also. But it's just amazing of all the things that we get done in a short time. And like I say, there's a form that the teachers can fill out every day for things that they need done in this classrooms. And I also fill out the form when I find things that I want done, and I turn these in, and these guys do them. And then I keep track of them so I can kind of keep track of everything that we've done in these buildings and things over time. And believe me, I got a box that's this deep, full of things over the last couple of years. We're still not technically filled with our positions. We're 4 down. I think we filled 1 this week, but sadly, I got to say that we lost one that's going to be leaving tomorrow, a very good employee. And basically, a lot of it's due to where he lives and the cost of transportation back and forth, and he's had an opportunity to get a job 5 minutes from his home, so he took it. Certainly can't down him for that. Tomorrow, Norma and I will be interviewing. I was gonna I wrote down 3 persons, I thought, but 2 of them have already backed out, so we're down to 1 we're gonna be interviewing tomorrow for a position. Hopefully that will go well. Over the last 3 weeks, we've been working on, I think I mentioned the last time, I'm not sure if it was the last time I was with you guys, but we've had a problem with carpentry ants over at the primary school in the old section. We've had Modern Pest come in, they've put their gel down, they put their dust down, and that's pretty much all they can do right now until the next step's going to be putting spray down, but that can only be done when the school is empty of students and staff. So that will happen probably during the week of vacation. We'll do it on that Monday, which is a holiday, and then plus they'll have the whole week to sit there and hopefully do its job, and hopefully before they spread anyplace else. On February 28th, I think I also mentioned to you that we now have to do from the state, we have to do a PFAS test of water over at the primary school where we have a drilled well. Did do that, got the results back, very good. Everything came back negative. I mean, so that was a great thing there for us, so we don't have to do anything else. And plus, just also that we have safe drinking water at the primary school. Also, I mentioned that I'm going to have to do several tests on all the schools. I've gotten 2 schools I've gone through in these last 2 days that we had kind of a teacher workshop the last week. I guess I didn't really understand how much it was entailed, but to go around and take pictures of all the fountains and water where we have drinking water or cooking water, we have to take pictures of it and fill out a form for each one, and then I'll have to send down and get tests for each place, take the test, and then we'll get the test back for the copper and lead. So hopefully I'll get that done here fairly soon too, and have that knocked out over April vacation. As the weather's been going, it's been looking good. Things been bearing up well. Hopefully that, we'll get to get the ball fields ready to go for ball season. Also, hopefully that we can get the things cleaned up for dirt, dust around. They have started doing some raking when we find the time to do it. So hopefully that will come up, and things will go well there. During April vacation, we'll be doing removing 4 more carpet rooms in the middle school and replacing them with VCT tile. So that will be another project we'll do during April vacation with Abby's tile and carpet. And that once we get those 4 in, I think we'll have 5 more that we'll have to complete through this ESSER fund, and then that will be done. So I guess I'm going to end with a couple of my quotes that I kind of have taken from the people that we work with every day, from life in general. one of the quotes I got actually from Liberty University when I used to go down and visit my son down there. He's in the military now, and the one that was always famous that I will just kind of show you the picture of it. It's in front of the memorial for Dr. Jerry Falwell, who founded the campus and things. And if you ever have an opportunity to go to a campus, I mean, I've gone to the ones in Maine, a lot of them, and looked around, but I'll tell you, this one is just fabulous. It just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing, and there's so many beautiful, beautiful things down there. But his quote here was never quit. I think that's something that everybody, including yourselves and things, have done over the last few years, and I certainly appreciate that. The other night I was sitting there watching the thing on the news, and of course you see the thing with the Ukraine stuff, you know, and that kind of brought that up to me. The next quote was something that happened to my grandchild, looking at, you know, Grandpa and saying, Grandpa, how come you got these wrinkles on the side of your face? Well, my response then was, you know, well, Grandpa's getting old. But since this week, I've been seeing some things from Mark Twain, and one of the Mark Twain things, I had to call her tonight and tell her that this is really the why I had the wrinkles, is because Mark Twain's words were, wrinkles should merely indicate where the smiles have been. That's my thing.
Any questions, comments?
Can I see that list that you've been keeping track of some of your workers and the extra stuff they've been doing? Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you, Ken.
You're welcome.
Okay, the only thing I have, just a reminder, the ribbon cutting for the solar array at the South of Farm is Saturday at 10. And bring your boots. It's probably going to be muddy. Superintendent Albert told me in our last meeting that I had to give a speech. I think he passed on it and foisted it off onto me, but he says no, but I'm not buying it. Okay, on to policy. I'd entertain a motion to accept the second and final readings of policies IHBA, Individual Education Programs, IHBAA, Referral and General Education Interventions Policy, IHBAC, Child Find, IHBAK, Life Sustaining Emergency Care, and IHBEA, Program for English Language Learners. And the procedure is not one that we vote on, so. That's why I didn't mention IHBAAR. So we could have Joel and second by Elaine. Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
John?
Yes.
Lena?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
Pat?
Yes.
Phoebe?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Randy?
Yes.
Elaine?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Ava?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes. So moved. And COVID-19 update.
We have no changes. Both counties are still green, and our cases are still in the single digits. So that's the way we want it to keep going.
Any questions of Scott on that? Very brief. And Robin, you might want to use, yes.
She's really likes to get rid of this microphone. A motion. I move that the vote entitled Vote to Call and Approve the Warrants for the Budget Meeting and the Budget Validation Referendum and to authorize the notice of amounts adopted be approved in the form presented to this meeting, and that a copy of said vote be included with the minutes of this meeting.
We have a motion, second by Elaine. Any Further discussion? Questions, comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So moved. Okay, you have your appointments, resignations, retirements. Just a reminder, after the meeting, right? After the meeting, board members need to stay and sign these warrants. So don't take off. And it's not on here, but April 5th, I believe, we have a policy meeting. April 7th, the district budget referendum meeting, and that's at the middle school starting at 6. And remember on that meeting that we have a moderator for that. And, you know, we're there to answer questions. You are all voting members, so you're allowed to vote. April 14th is our regular school board meeting at the high school. Of course, the 26th is the budget referendum. Make sure you get out and vote. April 28th, regular school board meeting at Spruce Mountain High School. And I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. Phoebe, second. Lena, roll call, please. Phoebe. Lena, second.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes. We're adjourned.